Building relationships, working well with others, and understanding diversity are skills we all need in life. Those skills can determine how successful we are and can help us achieve our goals. But those skills are not often included in the average high school education. That's why Barnstable High School English teacher Martha Swindler says her class, Understanding Diversity, can be so beneficial. Swindler says understanding diversity was actually inspired by a student.
Fallon Rice came to me. She's probably most famous around here for being in the newspapers as a survivor of the Boston Marathon bombing. She was a senior, and she was part of our group ACT All Come Together, who bring us Challenge Day, the students, and she had been exposed to the Youth Summit with the Anti-Defamation League. And she came back from that at the end of her junior year and said, we need to do something here at our school. So she came to me with Amy Kaiser, our school social worker, and said, I want to create a class, a senior elective. So our first year, this is our third year, so our first year, Fallon had graduated, and she had put together this lovely skeleton that included the World of Difference curriculum from the Anti-Defamation League and our senior English. So the real rule with the Anti-Defamation League is it needs to be nonfiction. The stories need to be real struggles. And so she took the books that we have, so it wouldn't cost us anything, and set me up to go to Vermont for the training for teachers. And I went with Hillary Miller, a history teacher here, and it was phenomenal. It was truly an amazing 3 days. And we learned so much about the curriculum and about the activities and about the peer leadership program. And the other pieces they tell everybody about, they tell all the freshmen about the anonymous boxes. In all of our offices, there's a box where you can drop a note where you're worried about anything, whether it might be safety in schools or friends getting bullied online, or you worry about a friend taking risky choices, making bad choices. You can anonymously let any administrator know. So they send those sorts of messages, and they do a variety of different activities, and the ADL comes with a manual so they can choose the activities. So it gives them, they learn about a lot of different things: public speaking, facilitating discussion, implanting, reading about an activity and then actually doing the activity, lesson planning, preparation. They learn a lot of important life skills while they do it.
College freshman Kate McMahon says training to be a peer leader her senior year was life-changing.
That was so much fun. Just even the training was, you just saw a whole different side of everything. Because you think, oh, I'm diverse, I'm used to it, but then you go in there and you see how even just the smallest words you could say could change someone's life. And the training was absolutely life-changing for me. It was so much fun, and then being able to go in to the freshman classes and share it with them as well. It was
Definitely
fun.
See that change in them from the beginning of their senior year to the end of their senior year. And I do think that that's such an important part of the class. And for me, they're reading the same books that they might read in a different senior class, but we look at it through a totally different lens. And how and why is this person being marginalized or ostracized, and why does that happen? Oftentimes they come in, something happened in the news, we have to talk about this, that sort of a thing. And it's really important that they have that outlet. We talk about difficult situations. What do you do when the good friend of yours tells the slightly racist joke, and how do you respond? We learn expressions like oops and ouch, oops, I really didn't mean for that to come out the way it did, because sometimes we do just say things we don't mean to say. And then the ouch, somebody says something and they don't realize that it's hurtful, and then someone in the room says ouch and they say, oh, I'm so sorry, what did I say? So just simply acknowledging when examples of injustice are going on and speaking up about it, as I hope what they would get.
Even when coming to the lunch table, certain jokes that you may have laughed at before, you're more aware, and you simply just say, I don't really appreciate that joke, and there are other people who wouldn't laugh at that and appreciate if you don't say it.
I feel some people, they go throughout life thinking stuff that they do is okay, and people that make jokes that are offensive or stuff like that, and then you learn, in this class they talk about it, and then you shouldn't say that type of thing, or you get a sense of how other people would feel towards that, or how you sound saying something so rude, and then you also get to learn about other cultures, other people.
Swindler finds different ways to keep kids engaged and learning throughout the class.
There are a lot of wonderful projects that come with the World of Difference curriculum, which I love. The research paper required in senior year they have to write about an inspirational leader. So we talk about what does it mean to be inspirational? What does it mean to be a leader? And they talk about the definition given from the Anti-Defamation League, and then we create our own definitions and they put it together. And their research paper is really researching a person who's obviously influenced them in some way, shape, or form. And those topics, and then they present them. And those are always wonderful because they are researching something they're interested in. So they always do a really nice job with that assignment. Another one of the projects with the World of Difference curriculum that they'll do at the end of this year that I do in conjunction with Tuesdays with Maury is they'll do a living history essay where they will have to interview someone that they define as resilient and someone that they can learn from and, you know, as they move on. And many of them will interview immigrant parents or grandparents who were involved in wars or great aunts and uncles. I mean, it's amazing how many of them have right in their own families people that are role models for them. And then some of them interview teachers here, which is really cool to hear the stories of Mike Gyra and hear the stories of Fadner Pierre, you know, moving to Cape Cod from Haiti as a small child, like that sort of culture shock and everything. So it's really wonderful. So those projects that come with the World of Difference curriculum, I didn't have to create them or anything. It was just part of the curriculum, which is kindly given to teachers by the Anti-Defamation League. The other assignments that we do, I work with other teachers. The one they're working on right now is they had a choice. They could do an inspirational music video because so many of them come in saying to me, oh, have you seen this video, Mrs. Swindler? Same Love by Macklemore, which is so beautiful about gay marriage. Or, you know, there's just so many really wonderful videos, and we love to do that. I do really like to incorporate the medium of visuals so they know how important they are. So they could do that, or they could do a TED Talk. So they have a choice right now if they want an idea worth spreading or if they would rather inspire us with music videos. A lot of the students in the class take B2B videos, so it's a great way for them to keep doing those skills as well. But I just have tried very hard to teach them with a variety of different projects about the importance of all kinds of ways that you can communicate love and tolerance and understanding in our culture. And that's a big, big piece for me.
Family in that class as well. Like all my other classes, just go through the motions, get my work down, hand it in, try and get out of there. This class, I looked forward to coming to it every single day, and I was like, when is it time for class? Like, I need to go see Swindler, and like whenever I was having a problem as well, my friends and I would come straight here, like talk to her. She was always open, and then we could bring it into class and like talk about it as group as well and see what other people thought. So the whole like family dynamic was definitely a huge part of the class as well, on top of the academics of it as well, because it made it learning fun, because it wasn't like, oh, here's a book, read a chapter a night and do this essay on it. It was like, let's have a group discussion, and they weren't normal books. They were like about racism, and they were interesting books that you wanted to go home and you're like, I want to read the whole thing tonight. So it definitely made learning easier for me in here.
My students will tell you that I often use the analogy, in Challenge Day they talk about how you have to let air out of your balloon so your balloon won't explode, and all over other people. And I like to say that it's like we tend to brush things under the carpet in our culture. If it's a difficult conversation, we just sort of brush it under the carpet. And I said, and sadly what happens is eventually we will all trip over that carpet and we will land on our faces, and that we need to keep talking about it so that we can support each other and keep each other standing.
Principal Patrick Clark says Understanding Diversity is a class that can help get students ready to enter the world after graduation.
One of our learning expectations talks about social, emotional well-being and having our students ready to go out and participate as an active citizen in the world. And if we really think that those are important, we need courses of that nature to make sure that not only can students do their math equations and they can write a persuasive essay and do all those hard academic skills, but they need to be ready to do the work of life, which is being in a workplace, or maybe first being in a college dorm, and how to go along and get along in the world. So courses of that nature help students achieve those skills, which maybe are the most important skills for life after high school.